Boom, 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 na, 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 na. Happy Saturday. Holy moly. It feels like I just went to bed. Oh, yeah, I did. I did just go to bed. But here I am, dedicated professional, still here on time. I was thinking about not coming on today because I'm so tired. Those that don't know, I'm in the middle of starting a new business. So everything that I've been doing lately has been geared towards that. I've kind of let MagAmericans fall to the back seat just for a little bit while I focus on that because man, I can't do both at once. Not building it, running it, yeah, but not building it. It's too much. It's too much. Oh, because of that, I haven't been watching the news as much as I should be, but I have seen a couple things. Um, I wanted to start with this because I thought it was kind of interesting. Let's pull this up and put it up here. Hey, on a side note, good morning. What are you supposed to say here? Oh yeah. Oh. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notification. I'm just telling you what it says here. I hit the bell for notifications. Check MagAmericans.com for links and info. There you go. There you go. I did it. I have the same problem. My mind never shuts off. No, I can't, man. I can't. I was sitting here last night at like 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. And I'm like, oh, I'll just do a little bit more. Oh, let me get this SEO stuff figured out real quick. Oh, let me figure out how I'm going to set up these plans and yada, yada, yada. Wow, man, it takes a while. It's all right, though. It's all right, though. I enjoy it. And in America, you can do that, right? You can, oh, I don't have a job. I'll start a company. Just do that. I can't find a job. Well, now you're the boss. Ding. Just like that. You're the boss now. Run everything. So anyway, I saw this this morning actually, and I just thought it was worth showing for a second because I had a comment or two on it.
Hi, I'm Aaron Baker, and I am an openly trans Jewish lesbian running for Georgia State House.
Hi, and I'm.
Remember, those are all qualifiers. That's important to these people. They got to be qualified. Those are all victimhood status qualifiers. So what she's doing there, that's the same thing as like whenever people go, well, I have a degree in this, and I have a degree in this, and I have a degree in this. Well, she's saying that, but she's just saying, I'm officially a victim. I'm a victim here. I'm a victim over here, and I belong to this victim group too. So that means you have to, I'm valid. I'm valid because I'm a victim. Oh, damage. It's all right. You only missed a couple minutes. No, they never do the notifications. They don't do it for me. I don't know. I get notifications on a channel that I have that I follow this one on, and I'll get notifications like hours after I go live. Hours. It's kind of irritating. Man, I miss Biden. Why? Tell me why. Hey, let me play this.
I'm Aaron Baker, and I am an openly trans Jewish lesbian running for Georgia State House.
Hi, and I'm Jeremiah Olney. I am a straight, white, atheist man running for Georgia State House.
But we're both strong progressives fighting to make housing affordable.
We're fighting for working class power.
Fighting for education.
What is that? I mean, I didn't mean to break this all down here, but what does that mean?
Strong progressives fighting to make housing affordable.
How is government supposed to make housing affordable? Like, how do they fight to make housing affordable?
We're fighting for working class power.
Fighting for education for all of Georgia students.
We're fighting for affordable health care.
And together, we're going to transform the Georgia State House of Representatives.
Bum, 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 bum. They're going to transform. They're going to transform it. So it got me thinking. I was like, how many more nowadays LGBT people run for office nowadays? So I did a little research, which really just didn't take very long. And I got into it with Grok here, and I said, hey, have there been an increase in LGBT political candidates in the last few decades? Yes, there's been a dramatic and sustained increase in openly LGBT plus Q, whatever, candidates. In the early 1900s, there was, 50 openly LGBT candidates. In 2024, across the country, there were 1,017 candidates. 1,017. So the thing is they're mobile now. They're getting mobilized now because their effect and their grip on society is weakening. So they're being pushed into where they were going to go anyway in the long term, which was government, because that's where you want them to be. You want them to be in government so that they can set the policies for all those hateful people that don't believe in that kind of thing, right? So they have to be in the government so that they can control those things. That's just another sign of it being normalized.
Over a major.
Please. That's the idea. I have said it a million times, is the normalization that they're not out to just train. They don't want to convert us. They want to normalize it for our children. Look at what happened to Virginia, right? Keyword is transform. You caught that too, huh? You caught that too.
For the science-based.
Shut up, lady. You caught that too, did you? Libertarian watching MAGA rack up the wins. It's kind of amusing, right? Doesn't seem very happy, that's for sure. Yeah, then there was this one report came out today. I'm just going to bounce around today because we're just here to chat. You got something you want me to chat about, you feel free to bring it up in the comment section there, or the live stream chat, I suppose, not the comment section. And we'll get, yeah, no 2A for you commoners, right? So when she loses that race, she's going to be blamed transphobic, sexist, gay-hating Nazis. She definitely left her options wide open. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Victimhood's important out here, guys. It means a lot. It's important. We have to take it serious because people that have victimhood status, it's the same as if they were actually victims, I guess. I don't know. I'm popping through here on something. Checking something out here. Like this poll here. Uh-oh. 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 Ding, ding, ding. Let me bring this up. Sorry, it's taking me a second here. Moving a little slow this morning. Got this headline in the thing. New poll. 75% of Americans say Pete Hegseth should be removed from office. 75%. Oh, wow. Hey, there's no source or anything. Hey, there's no source. There's no source. They don't cite the poll. They just say new poll. 75% of Americans say Pete Hegseth should be removed from office. I should make a new poll. I should make a poll. You know what? I made a poll. 100% of Americans approve of Pete Hegseth. It's amazing. 100%. It's just like the MAGA thing is 100%. Right? That CNN poll the other day. We all saw that, right? We did see that, right? I'll have to bring that up because it's important. We take care of the polls. It's important. Oh, man. Did you see the Japanese prime minister? That was pretty good. Darn it. I thought I had it right there, but here it is.
And there are numbers that just jump off the screen at you. And this is one of those. Because just take a look here. MAGA GOP view of Trump. Approve 100%. 100%. If you are a member of MAGA and the GOP, you approve of Donald John Trump. 0% say that they disapprove. You don't have to be a mathematical genius to know you can't go higher than 100%. He is the 1972 Miami Dolphins. Now, there are some Republicans who disapprove of Donald John Trump, but they are not members of the Make America Great Again movement.
Now, on a side note, I don't believe polls. Typically, I don't believe polls. Polls used to be good. They used to be used to reflect public opinion. But now they're used to influence public opinion. So I don't really trust polls anyway, but I certainly don't trust a poll that says 100% of people approve for anything. Anything. It doesn't matter if it's for the president or for banana splits. You can't get 100% on everything. There's always a source. Usually it's called
Trust me, bro.
Yep. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Just believe what I said, bro. Polls are rigged by geographics now. Yep. What does that say? When I can't see your whole comment. That's weird. When does we own the butcher shop? We put the sign on the window, Cincinnati's #1 butcher shop. Nobody ever voted for us. We just put it up there to drive sales. Yeah. There you go. I used to be a butcher. I was a butcher's apprentice many years ago. I know what's going on, but I can't see the comments for some reason here. Let me put this. This one's you're blocking everybody else's comment for some reason on my situation over here. It's kind of weird. Huh. That is weird. And then the Japanese prime, we're just going to bounce around again. You guys got something you want me to talk about, feel free. There we go. It's working now. Yes. Well, the issue about polls is that it can vary wildly depending on where you look at. That's why you don't debate over the most poll. Yeah, we don't debate over polls. polls are stupid, right? They're meant to influence public opinion, like in elections or something. They'll say, "Oh, this guy's way ahead," and the person that they don't want to win, they'll say, "Oh, he's way ahead." All you Republicans or whoever, you just relax. There's no urgency here. You got this. Polls say. Polls say. What's the difference between the MAGA movement and being a Trump supporter? Huh. That's a good question. That's a good question. I think, thank you. I think MAGA is more of a movement. It's a movement. It's a political movement. While being a Trump supporter is just, supporting one guy. He's the father of MAGA for sure, but it's not going to die when he leaves office. He's already made sure that by what he's doing with Rubio and Vance, getting it ready for them to take over whenever he's gone. And those two are killing it. Rubio's a beast. I remember about when he first got on the scene, I remember seeing Rubio and thinking, that guy's going to be president one day. And then I watched his career and had some little shady stuff going on, some shady real estate deals and this and that. He became just another politician, which he still really is. But man, he seems to be really in his spot there. Appreciate seeing you in the mornings, MAGA. I appreciate that very much. It's very nice. That will help pay for the website. Now I have to pay for two. I was thinking that last night. I'm like, so I got the new business and I got the MagAmericans website. Now I got to pay for two websites. Might be start time to ask for some donations, but I won't. MAGA is more conservative and Republicans are different. Yeah. 40 years on a chain of butcher shops and sold it to Kroger's to retire. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I remember when I got into that back in the day, the old butcher was telling me, "Oh, you got to stay in this. They're not doing it anymore. They don't train any guys anymore to do this kind of stuff." And he's right. Thanks. You're not going to get me again. Oh, those shout outs don't worry. You got to get better than that. The other day, somebody caught me on here. I think it was two. The one day they caught me on here and they were they got me to say some silly things. I was laughing about it. It was pretty good. So the Japanese prime minister came to the Oval Office. This is just epic. He's talking about Iran, and they asked why he didn't tell anybody about Iran.
And we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay. Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor?
Oh.
Right? He's asking me, do you believe in surprise? I think much more so than us. And we had to surprise him, and we did. And because of that surprise, we knocked out, the first 2 days, we probably knocked out 50% of what we.
That's just great.
We went in very hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay. Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay.
Oh,
right?
man.
He's asking me.
That's outstanding.
Do you believe in surprise?
That's outstanding. And then a little bit later, the Japanese prime minister was walking through the halls of the White House, and she walked by all the presidential portraits, and she caught a glimpse of the Joe Biden one with the auto pan. It's pretty good. Oh, laughing at the auto pan. That's funny. I'm sorry, but that's funny. Little Rubio has come a long way, that's for sure. I think MAGA is a party on its own. I was independent, but I fit perfectly into MAGA. Yeah, I'm independent too. Well, mostly. I switched over to Republicans because I was considering running for office and yada, 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 yada. But I've been an independent for many years. I really I don't like the Republican Party. I don't like the Democrat Party. I think they're both horrible. And then you have like the Joe Kent stuff that's going on. Got the Joe Kent stuff going on here. It's just getting.
Service to
I'm going to play a couple clips here of Bongino and Megyn Kelly as well.
the truth will always set you free every time. Now you're seeing the grift totally, completely exposed. Bare ass out there and everything. Joe Kent's a liar. As I said yesterday and the day before, Joe was a friend. Joe disgraced himself last night. Joe's history of service to the country, beyond reproach. Period. That does not change anything about what happened last night, however, that Joe Kent is a liar. Calling someone a liar is a big deal, and I know that.
What kind of pressure does it require to get a president who campaigned against exactly this thing for 10 years to do exactly this thing? What does it take to do that?
I wish I knew definitively. I think there's two potentials or two schools of thought. I mean, one is the media echo chamber, the donors, the way the Israelis come in and kind of launder the information like I described previously.
In 20 seconds, you have it right. This is the mark for suckers. You fall for the hidden knowledge scam and the gatekeeper theory that you voted for Donald Trump, but he's not smart enough to know what's going on. Donald Trump does not know what's going on. Quote, the Israelis have laundered intelligence. I saw the intelligence. So did he. He's lying. That is a lie. Yeah, that's right, folks. The NSA and its huge budget and the CIA and the FBI, CTD, Counterterror Division, and our Counterespionage Division, Counterintel. Everyone's just sitting around jerking off all day. You believe that shit?
I don't believe all of that stuff. I don't. I'm going to play a couple more quick clips of that. There's one where Megyn Kelly goes on. Megyn Kelly goes on and talks to Joe Kent. Oh, go figure. But just like we said here on the we broke news here on the channel. Well, we said right after he went rogue that he was going to do the podcast circuit. Because of course he is. Here's Megyn Kelly.
It's been a few days now since you issued that resignation. You've been called weak by the President of the United States. You've been basically called a traitor by Lindsey Graham. You've been called an anti-Semite by Mitch McConnell, among others. And now there are reports that you're under a leak investigation, potentially accusing you of a felony that could put you in jail, even though you now are raising your two boys. You've remarried. And now there are reports that you're under a leak.
Now there are reports that you're under an investigation. That's an interesting way that she framed that, because she makes it sound like because of what he did, he's now under investigation. But he was under investigation before that happened. But she frames it that way to make it seem like, oh no, it's good. It's good. You're being, come on. You're being attacked because you're, let me just figure this out real quick, stupid camera. She tries to frame it and make it sound like he's being attacked he's being retaliated
investigation, potentially accusing you of a felony that could put you in jail, even though you now are raising your two boys. You've remarried, but you're their sole biological parent still here. And I ask you now whether this was worth it.
I think it most certainly was, Megyn. I mean, the attacks against me are to be expected. The ad hominems from people like Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham at this point are fairly laughable. They don't want to discuss the issues. I want to discuss the issues. As for the leak allegations, I'm not concerned because I know I did nothing wrong. Of course, I am concerned because we've all seen the FBI and the full weight of the government come down on individuals who speak out.
Yeah, that's what it is. They're coming down on you because you spoke out. You spoke out. What a despicable move by that guy. What a despicable move. Yeah, what draft? No one's getting drafted. He's talking about how they're automating the or the selective service registration, I think. I stand with Joe. Dan is a clown. Fair enough. Fair enough. Morning, Faith. Things are grift. Speaking of give me a second here. Speaking of that, come on. You know what I need? I need a producer. I know I haven't said that in a while, but man, it would be helpful. Here's Candace Owens just recently at a small Catholic event in DC. Some guy made this video. I think it's pretty funny. We have to play it because it's pretty funny. He counted how many times she mentioned herself and how many times she mentioned God.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. Truly an honor to be here. This is my first Catholic event, so I will never forget this. I just had that Catholic excitement. Just me. I did this. I walk a lot. I do. I walk every day. I've just walked 14 miles. My Apple Watch has died. I'm not kidding. I would say I was feeling good. I was like, but I'm doing good. I was like, I'm so hot. I am so sweaty. Like I was like, and I'm physically like, I can't even look at that. I'm bumpy. I personally couldn't eat. And so I said, no, I put that thought away. And I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm like, I'm just, hey, I've done 18 miles today. I've never done so many steps. Like my hair. I don't know if it was the Lord. I don't know if it was Doug. I don't know if it was my husband, but somebody said, you got to do this all again tomorrow. I have 10 miles left. Like, how am I possibly going to do this? And I am not okay. Right? I think I love free market. I love conservatism. I love capitalism. I love this country. I think this country is amazing. I love this so much. The Lord will be with you. I want to go. I was like, oh my God, can you believe these people? They're talking to Jesus Christ. And I'm walk on those strange little pads in the grocery store. And next thing you know, everyone's doing this, and God forbid you forgot the rice. I couldn't make this up. It is the absence of God that leads to all of these things, and I have no idea what's going on. When I tweeted last November that Christ is King. Never in my life have seen anything like it. Guys, I literally just tweeted Christ is King, and Christ is King, but Christ is King. Candace Owens, Christ is King. Elation that I felt. I just couldn't believe it. I did this. Like, I actually did this. I cannot believe I actually did this. If I had known, and this made me want God again. I couldn't make this up. I don't know if it was the Lord. I don't know if it was Doug. I don't know if it was my husband. The left hates God and all this stuff. I am where I was at. When I thought to myself, and by the grace of God, me and my husband have survived everything. This platform was given to me. God, I found me, not mine. It's me, like me. But for the first time, my celebrity made sense to me. Mine. I mean, I am, and I me, and if I'm me, really, that is just such an analogy for my entire life and my entire ascension.
Wow, that's pretty good. That must have been pretty painful to edit that thing together. Holy moly. 2 or 4 years in the army never hurt anyone. Amen. Amen. I'm a big believer in that everybody, every man out there and every whatever should be forced to join the military. I think everybody should have to go through basic training. I think it would do everybody some good, men out there some good, if everybody had to go into basic training. That would be wonderful. Chucky should sign himself up to go back to the Middle East to defend Israel's rights. I'm a bit old. I'm a bit old now. Let me see if I still have something up here I stumbled across the other day. Switch this. Oops. Oh well. I was stumbling across some old pictures there today. I found one of that guy there, Telescope. It was pretty funny. But I'm not going to sit here and try to find it. Somebody get her a mirror. All right. Ain't that the truth? Make it stop. Yeah, that was kind of painful. Sorry I made you guys do that. I thought it might be worth it. It might be. There's 2 more little clips here I wanted to show. One more of Bongino. Let me screen down here.
Still don't know what happened.
There we go. Let's put this up. And then one more on Joe Kent. And we'll move on.
The other option is much darker. I mean, we still don't know what happened in Butler. We don't know what happened with Charlie Kirk. And by no means am I saying the Israelis did this or
Stop. One, this is particularly disgusting because there's an ongoing trial, and I'm not going to take part in this right now because it would be unethical. However, here we go again, where I'm not saying anything. Did you hear it at the end? This is the hidden knowledge scam. This is the mark of a Times Square watch salesman. You ever go to Times Square back before Rudy Giuliani cleaned it up? Hey, I got a Rolex here, $25. $25 for a Rolex. Yeah, no, it's real. This is disgusting. We live in a republic. There is a trial going on, and you're claiming you've got some kind of hidden knowledge? Really? Interesting. I got hidden knowledge, but I'm not going to say it.
Right.
You know something? I know you're watching right now, and you know you're a liar. You know exactly what you're doing.
And then, Charlie Kirk is killed publicly in a very horrific way, and we're not really even allowed to look into that at all.
Okay. This is some of the most disgusting, unethical, and immoral stuff I have ever seen. Leveraging the death of my good friend that the whole world watched in all of its horrifying gore for your podcast appearance, you're disgusting. Thank you for your service to the country. You're also disgusting. I wasn't allowed to ask questions, Joe Kent. I'm just going to leave that there, folks. And all you people defending him right now, I'll accept your apology later. You watch. You weren't allowed to ask questions? Sure about that? Sure you want that on the record, Joe?
Sounds like some inside information there. I don't know. Either way you cut it. Like, for instance, there's some truth to that letter about Israel and some of the other stuff in there. I think there's some truth to it, but you don't do that. You don't go out and do that. You don't do it on company letterhead. I mean, come on. Just a real quick clip. This is people in Congress,
America's
top intelligence officials testifying under oath that Joe Kent's a liar. I think there's a lot more going on to this than just Joe Kent being a great American.
Is the Iranian regime committed to America's destruction, in your opinion?
Yes.
Does the Iranian regime have American blood on their hands since its founding in 1979?
Yes.
Has Iran plotted assassination attempts against Americans on American soil?
Yes.
Was Iran developing a nuclear weapon prior to our military action last June? And did Iran remain committed to developing a nuclear weapon in the lead up to this conflict?
Yeah, so I want to clarify on that because there's been much talk about a fatwa against the development of a nuclear weapon.
Can you come back to that 1 second? Let me finish
yeah,
these.
You bet.
Okay. If left unchecked, do you think Iran would have the ability to develop missiles capable of reaching the United States?
Yes.
Did Israel force the U.S.'s hand and make us take action, as some have claimed?
No.
Director Gabbard, do you agree with the CIA director's assessment on that last question in
Yes.
particular? Is the Iranian regime committed to America's destruction, in your opinion?
But to the person who said it wouldn't hurt everyone to serve 2 to 4 years, well, tell the ones who come back in flag draped box that, or their friends or their family. That's an easy. That's a lazy response. I mean, you're right. That's very dramatic and everything, but lots of people join the military and don't get sent anywhere. And they just scream death to America. Congratulations to this guy, Ohio Republican State Representative Josh Williams, refusing to bend to the language police.
The indecent exposure statute, because of the case that we had with the individual exposing himself to young girls in a YMCA bathroom.
Himself.
Exposing himself to girls in a bathroom.
She's a trans woman herself. So, if we're forced to be respectful, you should be as well, Representative.
Let's be very clear that you're not going to compel speech here from me. You're not. So that individual was not able to be prosecuted because of the statute as it is written, and we are updating that. The question I have is, do you have a problem with updating that portion of the statute to make sure a person that intentionally is exposing themselves to minor children can be prosecuted for indecent exposure? Are you in opposition to that portion of the bill?
From the chair to the representative, I think that we're finally touching on the real target of the legislation here, because I went to the prior hearing and there was very, very few discussions about actual drag performance. This is a bill disguised as drag banning that targets trans individuals.
I like that comment. Where'd that one go? No one celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. They just recognized the irony.
Everything that I felt, praise the Lord. Worship Christ with the best of your poor.
Gone. I have no issue with it. The clown always comes back to bite. But why do y'all keep aiming for the wrong niggas? Aim
by the sword. He did say that gun deaths were an acceptable side effect of gun rights. Live by.
Fuck your homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. Fuck your homie dead.
No one celebrated. No one celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. Where are you hiding? Under what rock are you hiding? Yeah, no one celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. Where are we? Where are you at? If you can seriously sit there and say with a straight face that nobody celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. There's video after video after video after video of that happening. What a ridiculous comment. Israel killed Maxwell's father. Epstein was an Israel intelligence asset. Maybe. Israel is expanding their reign of terror beyond Gaza to the Middle East. You know what? I just thought of an idea. You should join the military because the military is good for people like, well, let's just say you go in super soft and cushy and you come out, a man. It might be a good transition for you. It might be a good one. I think it's hilarious that anyone said that they didn't celebrate his death. I did. I'm assuming you're talking about. I don't know what you mean there. Amen to that. Soldiers know when they take the oath. Airmen know. They all know when they take the oath that their job is to be combat ready. That's their job. Their whole job. The whole point of their job is to be combat ready. This is not college. This is the military. None of these soldiers are victims. Not in that way, anyway. I'm not defending anything. I'm clearly stating a perspective you may not have seen or thought of comprehended. Okay. All right. You said that nobody celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. I just showed you 4 or 5 videos just off the cuff, just boom, real quick like. I don't think Maxwell's even in prison. I don't either. I don't know if you saw, I don't know if I shared it or not. I'll have to look. There was a video the other day came out where somebody videotaped this guy who lives in, I guess in Florida, and he looked just like Epstein. So they took some video of him or something and put it out there. And it was pretty crazy. He looked just like Epstein. Like it looked like he was driving down the street in the passenger seat of a car. Dang it. Maybe I didn't share it. No, I guess I didn't. Oh, there's this crazy person. Let's do this one. It only takes 7 seconds. We'll just get this one out the way.
I don't know if this is going to get me banned or not, but Donald Trump needs to be fucking shot, guys. Someone needs to shoot him. I don't know if this is going to get me banned or not.
Awesome. This is where we're at. People calling for violence. Most of them wouldn't do any violence themselves, but, which is good, I guess. You don't want that. Rowdy weirdos. But Charlie Kirk was a bigot, racist, and sexist. He didn't deserve to be shot, but please quit acting like he's a saint. And no, people should not have been celebrating his death, but that man was no saint. Who said he was a saint? He was a great voice for the conservative movement. He seemed to live what he said. He wasn't a bigot. He wasn't a racist. The bigot and the racist thing come from him citing statistics, accurate statistics that people don't want to hear. So they say, oh, no, that's racist to say that. It's racist to say that 6% of the population commits 50% of the murders. That's racist to say that. What is going on here? Bravo. Okay. This is an interesting story that came out yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Oh, come on with this camera.
3 drones over a major U.S. military base in Louisiana. Waves of high-tech drones flying over the highly sensitive area. That base housing B-52 bombers and the Air Force's nuclear command. So who's behind the drones? Here's our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky.
Tonight, law enforcement officials are warning of a significant threat to public safety and national security after swarms of high-tech drones invaded the airspace over one of the nation's most strategic military installations for nearly a week. A confidential briefing document reviewed by ABC News said earlier this month, multiple waves of 12 to 15 drones flew for hours at a time over sensitive areas of Barksdale Air Force Base near Shreveport, Louisiana, home of B-52 bombers and the Air Force's nuclear command.
The Air Force was not able to do anything to stop them.
The drones operated in loose formations, then dispersed across sensitive locations on the base, and they're unlike anything available off the shelf. The document said these drones have a much longer range and are resistant to jamming.
The sophistication we see in both how the drones were employed and the kinds of drones don't point to some hobbyist. They point to a state actor.
Barksdale Air Force Base confirmed to ABC News it is investigating multiple unauthorized drones operating in our airspace during the week of March 9th, not long after the start of the war with Iran.
The analysis we reviewed, David, said these still unexplained incursions are expected to continue, and law enforcement officials, David, have long expressed concerns about the country's ability to defend itself from drones. David?
And our team will stay on this too. Aaron, thank you.
Well, that's troubling. Trying to get this camera to work again. Because why would it? Why would it do that? Why would it work the whole way through the live stream? That's just a crazy thing, a crazy idea that would happen. 1 second here. I mean,
behind the camera this morning with me. Roger, give them this perspective. It's unbelievable. Thousands and thousands of travelers just trying to get through the main TSA checkpoint. They have wrapped this line through the baggage claim area over here by Delta. And I got us behind the camera this morning with me. Roger,
right.
give them this
All right, I'm back.
perspective.
I'm back. Why is my military service a thing for you? Saturday. It's gonna be. I'm gonna end up.
Places like.
I can't believe that he didn't know this. I'm gonna end up falling. Watch me fall asleep on stream like the old days. It was just like the old days.
I think the fact that we don't have voter ID in places like California is extremely unusual in democracies across the globe. There's maybe like 2 or 3 democracies in the world that don't have it. This is just kind of like a standard administrative requirement in a well-functioning democracy. So I think we should just have it. We should get this over. We should move on with our lives. It shouldn't be a big controversial issue.
Excuse me for being so ignorant, asking last question. This is definitely my last question. What do you mean you don't have voter ID in California? Could you please elaborate specifically on that for my audience that may not know?
Yeah, California does not have voter ID. You don't need to present it to register. You don't need to present it to vote. As a matter of fact, the state passed a law forbidding voter ID. So cities, counties, if they want
forbidding
ID, they're not allowed to under state law.
What? When did that happen?
A couple of years ago, because I think it was Orange County, they wanted to have their own requirements, so the state passed a law saying, nope, you're not allowed to. Voter ID is not only not required, it is actively forbidden.
Well, that's right. That's it right there. That's why the SAVE Act been proposed. Right there, the state of California. That's what the Republicans going to lean on as an excuse to definitely push forth the SAVE Act. Right there. Right there. I can't believe it. I didn't even know that, sir. I'm embarrassed to admit.
There's a lot of crazy things going on in California, but I think, you are seeing a return to sanity in some ways. And I see it, Democrats, Republicans, and independents in California who are saying, we need to do some things differently in this state.
By the way, last thing, that no voter eligibility required. That's Gavin Newsom. Last 2 years, that was Gavin Newsom.
Correct. Well, so the law saying that a locality cannot have its own voter ID requirement. That was Newsom.
There you go. That was Newsom. That's all I needed to know. Thank you, sir. Representative Kevin Colley right here with Stephen A. Really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Good luck moving forward. Know that you're always welcome to come back here.
They only care about themselves and getting reelected. Yes, welcome. Congratulations. You have reached the first level. We are in such a mess. The politicians have us at each other so much we can't even see what they are doing, and this administration does not care about helping them. This just reminds me of something. There it is. Oh, that's too long. We can't play the whole thing. That's too long. We'll do this after Katrina.
Changed dramatically, tragically, and perhaps irreversibly. There's now over 25 feet of water where there was once city streets and thriving neighborhoods.
I hate the way they portray us in the media. If you see a black family, it says they're looting. See a white family, it says they're looking for food. And you know, it's been 5 days because most of the people are black. And even for me to complain about, I would be a hypocrite because I've tried to turn away from the TV because it's too hard to watch. I've even been shopping before even giving a donation. So now I'm calling my business manager right now to see what is the biggest amount I can give. And just to imagine if I was down there, and those are my people down there. So anybody out there that wants to do anything that we can help with the setup, the way America is set up to help the poor, the black people, the less well off as slow as possible. I mean, this is Red Cross is doing everything they can. We already realize a lot of the people that could help are at war right now, fighting another way, and they've given them permission to go down and shoot us.
And subtle, but in even many ways more profoundly devastating is the lasting.
It's funny watching Mike Myers there, just like what is he doing?
Damage to the survivors' will to rebuild and remain in the area. The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Please call. In the past few days, tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Please call. In the past few days.
Oh, remember that? Stone, we just don't like you. I need to watch Austin Powers again. Yeah, I was just thinking, I was trying to explain to my kids the scene where he's in the hang on. This scene. Yeah, there we go. I was trying to explain this to them the other day, and they're like looking at me like, what? Like liberals trying to argue. Oh, back when comedy was comedy, right? Get these lefties out of here. No, we need those lefties. See, in this channel here, we like free speech. We're all for it. So if you have something you want to say, if the liberals or the lefties, the liberals not so much, don't mind the liberals so much, but if the lefties want to come in here and say ridiculous things, then by all means, come on in and say some dumb things. Let us see. I want to see.
What's up, Americans? Are you still protecting pedophilia? Are you still bombing poor nations? Are the citizens still loving the sloth their leaders provide them? I don't know. Where are you from?
That'd be interesting, though. I should do a show that way the whole time one day. I bet you all kind of people stop in. I bet you would be, because people like to hear that voice.
That voice is less aggressive. It's much less aggressive. It's a much more acceptable tone. A much more caring tone. A chipmunk, if you will. It puts people at ease. So
There's that. Yeah, that's the truth. If you haven't seen that movie, you need to. Yeah, I'd prefer that we didn't insult each other. Let's have conversation. Let's discuss. You know what I mean? I prefer we didn't insult each other. I don't usually take people out of the chat unless you're spamming, attacking other people kind of relentlessly. That's really it. You can say whatever you want to me. I don't care. But if you do that and you make it so it's no fun for people out here in the chat, then yeah, that seems to be a problem generally for the left. The critical thinking and emotion skills seem to be out of balance. Look at that. You might not understand this, but years ago, people could have conversations about politics without attack. Absolutely. Absolutely. We also all didn't know who people voted for. Your political values, your political beliefs weren't worn on your sleeve. They were kept private. It was better that way when things were kept private. Movies that will get canceled by the left today, Spaceballs. Absolutely, it would be. Absolutely. We need lefties like we need bicycle lanes. Oh. Yeah, we know, Bold. We know. Yeah, right? We have a bike lane already. It's called the sidewalk. Illegal to cycle on a sidewalk. What you aspired to be as a kid. If life gave you a chance, would you be that? I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think about what I wanted to be when I was a kid. Nobody talked politics or religion. You know, I think we should be able to talk politics and religion, but people get so indoctrinated and so ingrained in their beliefs that no one's willing to listen. That's the problem. No one's willing to listen. We all want to talk. Look, here I am on my little show. I'm talking. Yap, 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 yap. But no one wants to listen anymore. That's the problem. That's the conversation. That's the piece we're missing for conversation is the listening part. We can all go out there and yell and scream at each other and say, oh, you should believe this because I believe this, and I should believe this because you believe that, and blah, 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 blah. But we get so angry at each other, and we get to the point, like, you know, for instance, I'll use it as an example. The left looks at MAGA like they're evil. So there'll never be a chance. Yeah, pretty much like that. Pretty much like that. You know, it was better when people didn't know by looking at you who you voted for, because then they didn't have preconceived notions about you. They didn't form an opinion about you before they even saw you just because of the color of your hat or whatever. Oh, there's these people that yeah. Where'd that go? Yeah. Fetterman's a Democrat, but he doesn't fully agree with Trump. No. Agents in the government. What do you aspire to be as a kid if I gave you a chance? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the red hat, the septum ring, the blue hair. I mean, like, you know, let's conclude it all into there. You know? Let's put it all in there. Don't just focus on the red hats. We can focus on the face tattoos and the blue hair and stuff like that too. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I don't know. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to. Americans do stuff to your own kids the adults allow you. But keep the world out of your sick, perverted ways, please. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Oh, maybe we're the great Satan. You know, because you don't agree with me, you just said on your facts. I imagine this to someone else in the chat there, and you know, hey, it's hard to have these conversations in a chat room. You know what I'm saying? It's tricky. Can't really. You're not going to change everybody's minds in a chat room. You know, prove to anyone that abortion isn't murder. Abortion isn't murder, though. Abortion isn't murder. Yeah, it is. I mean, you're ending a life. Isn't that Isn't that kind of what that is? I don't know. I'm gonna have to get me a refill and a protein bar. Seems like it would be abortion to me, but that's a pretty sticky subject. You know, the left got all crazy whenever the Supreme Court reversed that Roe versus Wade ruling because they said, "Oh, they're stopping." You know, it was easy to fool the left on that one because the right would they would come out and they would say, or the left would come out and say, "Oh, they're canceling." I got a little protein bar here. They're canceling abortion. They're taking away your right to an abortion. They're taking away your right to murder, yada, 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 yada. But that wasn't the case. All they were doing was being very constitutional and giving those rights back to the states to let the states decide as it should be. But the left, they don't understand how the government works. So they were easily fooled into thinking that the Supreme Court just banned abortion completely and you weren't allowed to do it anymore. They're easily fooled. That's why Thomas Jefferson said that we need to be an informed public, that we won't be fooled and influenced and pushed into directions that we don't want to go in. Back in the day, colored hair was pretty, not cool anymore. You know, it's funny. Back in the day, I know you're not going to believe this, but back in the day, I had pink hair. I did. I had pink hair, and it was down to like here. It was called dark tulip. I used the manic panic to dye it. And I remember I got kicked out of school for it because it was considered a distraction to the other students. So I got kicked out of school for my hair being pink. Nowadays you almost get kicked out of school because your hair is blonde.
This guy just reiterates boomer Facebook memes.
I'm Gen X.
He has no real views other than superficial, surface level disagreements.
Not a serious person. I don't want to be a serious person. I want to be a fun person. I want to be a happy person. I don't want to be a serious person. Dang. I wonder if we aborted the cure for cancer. I wonder if we aborted that. Of course. Oh, wow. Of course, Americans are against abortion. They're against healthcare. What a fucking maroon. Abortion is not healthcare. It's the same thing as gender affirming care. Isn't gender affirming care. Isn't care at all. It's the same thing. Agreed. Outlawing abortion sends women into sex trafficking or suicide. What? What? That's a first. I never heard that one before. Outlawing abortion sends women into sex trafficking or suicide. All right. All right. Why do I have the feeling that you know this guy? Why do I feel like you know this guy?
Just to clarify, if you voted for him, fuck you. If you voted for him, fuck you. If you cast your ballot for Donald John Trump, fuck you. Have intercourse with yourself. That is all. Goodbye. Just to clarify, if you voted for him,
There are grown people out there that sit at home and make videos of themselves abusing stuffed animals. This is where we're at now. This is where we're at. Unbelievable. Outlawing abortion sends women into sex trafficking or suicide. I don't even understand that. Why would banning abortion send people into the sex trade? Who told you that? Oh, I love these weird comparisons. They're just great. How can you scream abortion is murder when Trump has supported Israel killing children, along with the 110 kids that were blown up in a school in Iran? I think that was I thought it was 165. I thought that was 165. You can't really. I mean, really. I don't know what the word is for that, but that's a pretty weak comparison. Like that's pretty lame. Texas will not allow abortions in the cases of rape or incest. Cruel. You know, there's some people that believe that that every life deserves a chance, even the lives. All of the lives.
You are the person the founders warned about. The tyranny of the mob. Adult.
Is that it? Really? Okay. I had purple and white with a septum ring and lip rings. Damn, dude. You put holes all through yourself. Why should someone have to go out of state for an abortion? Well, I guess that would be if your state decides that they don't want to support abortion, you're probably going to have to go out of state to get an abortion. That, logic would dictate that would be the case.
Trust me, Chucky. You don't want to have a debate about Jefferson.
Okay. Cool, bruh. You still here? You still up, or did you get up early? I'm guessing it's the first one. Fetterman surprised me because he doesn't toe the party line like the rest of the politicians seem to do. Yep. It's interesting to see a statesman. People get freaked out when they see a statesman putting America first over party. I don't care. He's a lefty, whatever. He believes in things I don't believe in. I get it. I don't support everything he does, but I can respect that he's a statesman. My gosh, we need more. When are we going to have more statesmen that put America first? If you want more births, give women the choice. That doesn't make any sense. What is that? What do you mean? If you want more births, allow more abortions. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry. I'm not usually blown away by. I don't want to call it stupidity, but I mean, like, what else do you call it? Like, what are you talking about? If you want more births, give women the choice. Oh my gosh. Reminds me of this.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Amen to that. Abortion shouldn't be allowed at all. It's the Democrats' way for keeping black folks down. You don't know that Biden hated black people, and there are uncounted ways he hurt other races. Yeah, that Margaret Sanger. Look into the history of where Planned Parenthood came from. No one ever looks into the history of where Planned Parenthood came from. John Fetterman said he stayed Democrat to protect his Republican Party and for Trump. He didn't say that. Trump is the worst president in history. Well, that's an interesting opinion. Why do you believe that? Tell me any kind of facts that back that up. Do you have any facts that back that? Facts. Those are the things that are irrefutable. Facts. They're important. It's important, guys. I'll hit my second wind here. I'm going to have to get me a refill and really go at it. I'm getting a little bit loose. I'm getting loose now. I think it's the sleep deprivation setting in. You only need 2 hours every 2 days, right? That's all you need. Remember back in the day in DC, I'd be up all the time. People wonder when the heck I slept. People still do that. Maybe if it were your kids that were dying, you wouldn't be so happy. Another American in a bubble. Okay. Too many children is bad. Oh, I disagree. We have a big family. We have ourselves a big family. And I love it. I love it. I am actually a little bit afraid for when the kids move out because it's going to go from so noisy, so busy, someone in almost every room of the house all the time to although my wife's song will be. It'll be a hard time for her whenever the empty nest syndrome sets in. And like I told my children's, you guys are going to be here all this time. And you're going to take this woman that I married so many years ago, this beautiful, intelligent, sane woman. And they're going to grow up and they're going to move out and go out and start their own lives and begin their own legacies. And I tell them, I'll be left here alone with the crazy woman that they made crazy. They came into our lives, made this woman crazy, and then left me alone with her. Maybe this is my song. What's the point of it all anyway? Too many children is bad. No way. That's a problem the left has. They can't separate their emotions from facts. It's hard. Jesus can cure any disease. Amen. Jesus cured my alcoholism. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that's what happened. I gotta put that to paper one day, man. I gotta get that on the paper. Please address what? Please address what? I'm a little behind in the chat. Let me just jump to the front here. Let me jump to the most recent. Let's see. Mags is part of the Duggar clan. Okay. Okay. Oh, that guy. Okay, hang on. We'll fix it. There we go. We'll take care of that. I didn't see that. It's hard for me to keep track. Hey, on a side note, keep in mind that whenever one of these clowns comes in here and it irritates the chat or spams it or whatever, I'm not on it all the time. I can't see it all the time. So feel free. You can right click, you can click on the little dots next to their name in the chat and you can block them yourself. And then that way you don't see their garbage. It's a good way to do it. You're not a punk yinzer without knowing who they are. Bring back the pink hair. Don't be advertising your channel in here. Come on now. That's not cool. I'll go to your channel and advertise my stuff in there. There's 7 genders in the Talmud. Where are we at here? Telescope over here jumping up and down like the donkey on Shrek. Pick me, pick me. He's been doing that for years. That's his move. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I am. And I don't hate anybody. There's so many people out here pushing hate and that kind of stuff. That's what divides us. That gives the power away. If we hate each other, that gives our power away because we're not going to work together anymore, are we? We're going to hate each other and fight each other. It's going kind of quick. I can't keep up. The left likes to use Jesus' name, but won't like to address what Jesus would think of their evil ideology. Yep. Like they always say, thou shalt not judge, but they don't understand the verse. You're supposed to judge. You're supposed to judge in love, in a Christian way, with love. You're not supposed to judge like, oh, that person's horrible. Or like the Pharisees praying, thank you, God, for not making me like these people. And that kind of garbage. Wow, we're moving quick here. Hang on. He doesn't, where did that go? He doesn't want to answer the economic question. He prefers to talk about gay people and abortions. I'm not sure what economic question it is because I don't see the chat constantly. I think it's hilarious. The other day there was some clown in here that was all, oh, he's not answering my questions. He's not answering my questions because people come in and they expect you to they type their first message and you're supposed to stop the live stream to answer whatever their question was. And if you don't answer it, then you're running. You're scared. Okay, bruh. Okay, bruh. I don't have that button anymore.
We love you all.
Well, we do.
Love you.
We do. We love you all. We love you all.
Shut up.
Oh, that's not nice, Nancy. I don't bring up Jesus because I understand that religion has no place in American politics. That's absolutely incorrect. That's absolutely incorrect. The founding fathers did not want to remove faith or Christianity or any of that stuff from the government. They wanted to stop the government from having control over the church. They didn't want the government to be in charge of who you worshiped. It was by no means a way to separate the church from government. They wanted the influence of the church on government. My goodness, read the dang Constitution. Look at who these people were listening to. Listen to some of the sermons they were listening to at the time. Religion should be in politics. 100% it should be in politics. All right, Hillbilly. Enjoy some rest. I'm going to get some of that here pretty soon. I don't understand your logic, Cranky. Heaven has borders, doesn't it? Oh, that's a good one. I never heard that one before. Heaven has borders. Huh. Is heaven racist? Is heaven racist? It must be, right? I mean, it must be. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Our newest puppets are complete. Now we infiltrate MAGA from within. Good boys, my little puppets. Cheap too.
I mean, it's outrageous.
Oh, man. That's pretty creepy.
What they say, make sure it's worth it. Just don't look away when you betray that person. Say
pretty
what they
creepy.
Want long as the money keeps flowing. Smile for the crowd while the cameras keep rolling. Strings on your hands, but you swear you're working. Welcome to the daytime circus. Freak on purpose.
Welcome to the show. Let's discuss the economy. The media is spinning it. We must fight back.
Welcome to the daytime circus, where you can be a freak on purpose. Do what they say, make sure it's worth it. Just look away when you betray that person. Say what they want long as the money keeps flowing. Smile for the crowd while the cameras keep rolling. Strings on your hands, but you swear you're working. Welcome to the daytime circus. Freak on
Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. I wish people would wake up.
American people support it by an 80.
On a side note, Senate Democrats were just asked to pass only the voter ID part of the Save America Act, and they blocked it. I wonder why. I wonder why they don't want voter ID. It's so weird that they wouldn't want voter ID. 80% of the population wants voter ID. 75% of the Democrats, like 95% of the Republicans, want voter ID. This should be the issue that wakes the American people up. My gosh, we have a consensus in the American public, which comes by almost never, and the Congress still won't pass the bill. Do you understand? The Congress won't do the people's business. They will not do the will of the people. Our Congress is full of tyrants. They are compromised. What did they pass? 6 bills in the first year of Trump's thing? They haven't codified any executive orders. They haven't codified any of Trump's tax cuts, DOGE. They haven't done any of that. They haven't passed the SAVE Act. What have they done besides protected themselves, insulated themselves, worked on their own power? What have they done? The American government doesn't care about you. They don't care one bit about you. There may be a few people in the government that do, but most do not. We are suffering, and you say good. What do you mean? Who's suffering? I'm more of a centralist. Both the left and the right have good points. Equally, they say some really dumb things. Unfortunately, we are so polarized, there is no middle ground. Fair? That's fair. That's fair. Economic question. Democrats had inflation over 9%. Even with gas prices going up, it's still cheaper than when Democrats were in charge. Ding. Did you know that if you breathe, you will die? Demons are offended by God. Absolutely. Respect, fortunately, consumers. What are your thoughts on Democrats wanting to keep their illegal aliens voting in American elections? I say make hanging tyrants great again. Yep. Founding fathers warned us about Christians specifically. Well, that's pretty ridiculous. What a ridiculous statement. How did they do that? How did they do that? The question is, are you reading off of TikTok or YouTube? I don't do TikTok. I shouldn't be doing YouTube either. No religion should not be in politics. My God is right. Yours is wrong. Prove me wrong. America is a country founded on biblical principles. If you don't believe that, then you're just not paying attention. You need to study the Constitution, the wording within it, the verses from the Bible that they pulled a lot of those principles from, the sermons that they were listening to at the time, the reawakening that had happened in America a few decades before that. All that kind of stuff plays into it. It's a ridiculous opinion that they. It's just ridiculous that we should have religion in government. Absolutely. They didn't want to separate the two from each other. They wanted to separate the government control from the religion. They didn't want the government in the church. You need to read it more careful. Read it more careful. And then maybe even follow up with the Federalist Papers. So you can, written by Madison and Hamilton and one other guy. What the heck was his dang name? He only did like 5. I can't remember his name. But anyway, they wrote and they explained the thinking behind the Constitution, why they wrote some of the stuff they wrote, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Let's face it, we have all. What cruelty do you speak of? Millions of people starving all over the world, millions of innocent children being killed, millions dying of disease. They don't want ICE at voting sites, but illegals don't vote, right? Yeah. Yeah, they don't vote. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I don't believe that though. I mean, I don't believe any polls that say 100%. Like you think back to the elections in North Korea in the past and Iran when Ahmadinejad was in power, and they would get 100% of the vote. Come on, man. Come on. He might have great MAGA support, but he doesn't have 100%. I mean, I don't know. It's a little bit unbelievable, if you ask me. Internet's running a bit slow this morning. What's going on? People are freaking out there. The kicked out Governor Huckabee Sanders because politics make them feel unsafe. Whatever. Just going over the news here, see if there's anything worth pulling up. Whatever. Congress not functioning as the proxies of their constituents. So I ask again, what cruelty? Ballroom. Okay. Like Trump's own pockets. Where are we at here? Sapphire Patriot. You're late. You're late. I appreciate you following me around for 5 years now, Telescope. That's been good. It's been good. Have you enjoyed watching me grow while you remain stagnant? I wonder. I was a little bit low. But that's one of them guys that's been following me around for 10 years and trying to bother people. And oftentimes he's in the back like, hey, look at me. Hey, calling me. Hey, didn't you see my comment? Hey, did you see my nasty comment? You didn't see it? Are you going to reply? Hello, I need you to reply. Why can't Democrats vote for a bill that stops something that's not happening? The left has no brains. Yeah, I don't know. Why aren't you painting now? Wait.
Did I? All the trolls hate me for calling me out too.
So, I've battled with addiction problems too, and I think maybe it's time to do some self-reflection and look inward. All the trolls hate me for calling me out too. It's deep. It's deep, guys. It's deep. So deep that we don't understand it. So deep that you have to be virtue signaling leftists to understand the level of emotion used to influence and control. All the Americans need to shave their what? All Americans need to shave their beards and cut their hair nice and short because the Islamic people that believe in the Quran can't cut their hair or shave. I refuse. I am not cutting off my beard. No way. The Bible never contradicts itself. That's just a ridiculous opinion, I think. If you ask me, it'd be the same people out there that listen to this stuff. This before earlier today, 75 new poll, 75% of Americans say Pete Hegseth should be removed from office. 75% of Americans. But there's no source. What poll said that? What poll? What does that prove? Ha ha, that's why they teach evolution in schools, not creationism. Interesting. Does that mean anything? The schools teach lots of things that are screwed up and wrong. So, tis what it is. Jefferson's IQ greater than me. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I guess we could probably agree that Jefferson's IQ is probably higher than mine. Yeah. He wrote it like an 80 grade level, some crazy thing like that. Jefferson is the third president of the United States. This Thomas Jefferson. He was the one who wrote the Declaration of Independence and stuff. I don't know if you're familiar or not. Let's see here. What else we got before we wrap this up for today so I can go pass out? It takes more faith to not believe. It takes more faith to believe in evolution than it does to believe. I'm sorry. It takes more faith to believe in evolution than it does to believe in the word. It's got interesting conversations in the chat. You know, I'm gonna tell you what, give me a second. I'm gonna run and get me a refill. I'm gonna play this video while I'm gone. It says just in Americans are suspicious of how CNN just got full access to investigate Iran's underground missile cities. It's very concerning that a terrorist regime thinks CNN is the best mouthpiece for America. What did they agree to for this access?
It's proof.
That sounds kind of damning. Hey, check this out. I'll be right back.
An Iranian underground missile city buried deep inside a mountain. A show of force aimed at Iran's enemies. A contingency plan to protect its precious arsenal from being eradicated by massive bombardment. Dozens of these subterranean fortresses are spread across the country. It's proof that Tehran has been preparing for a war just like this one for years and possibly decades. It's also from these mountain bases that Iran stores its mobile missile launchers, taking them out, firing, before hiding them back into the mountain to reload and avoid detection. The US and Israel want to destroy this threat.
And just like Hamas and their tunnels, Iran has funneled decades of state resources, not to their people, but into missiles and drones and proxies and buried facilities. But we are hunting them down.
We wanted to find out how. Examining satellite images from 27 underground bases, including 107 tunnels. What we found was evidence of a rapid-fire American-Israeli campaign to trap a large number of Iranian munitions underground, blocking entrances and exits to these bases. Like here, here, and here, access points to these facilities blocked. We found that the US and Israel bombed at least 77% of the tunnel entrances that we were able to review satellite images of. Here we see rockets fired from mobile launchers towed out of tunnels. The images are from propaganda video released last year. We geolocated this video to here, a large underground city with many of the access points ravaged by US and Israeli bombardment earlier this month. Here we see huge craters surrounding a tunnel portal. Here, a destroyed rocket launcher and a reddish cloud of highly toxic rocket fuel. But less than 48 hours after the site was first bombed, evidence of Iranians already digging for access to their munitions underground. And this isn't the first time Iran's jumped to repair its underground facilities.
Tehran is completely filled with smoke.
After the 12-day war with Israel last June, Iran repaired missile production facilities, an industrial complex linked to uranium enrichment centrifuges, and subterranean medium-range missile sites, like this one, where Iran reopened access points to those munitions, again starting to repair them just 48 hours after that war ended. The US and Israel continue to score tactical successes around underground facilities, but these might be temporary solutions as Iran continues to adapt. Now, these are huge battlefield achievements by the US and Israel, heavily degrading Iran's military capability. But experts say that Iran remains resilient and has just enough munitions to continue to hit strategic positions such as oil and gas and civilian infrastructure. This adds another layer of complexity and of unpredictability to this war. Kate?
Certainly. Tomorrow, thank you so much.
Anyway, the founding fathers were not Christians. They were Freemasons. Wrong. Wrong. Wrong again. Constitutional Convention, 55 delegates. One detailed breakdown lists with 28 Episcopalian Anglicans, 8 Presbyterians, 7 Congregationalists, 2 Lutherans, 2 Dutch Reformed, 2 Methodists, 2 Roman Catholics, 1 unknown, and only about 3 identified as deists. This suggests roughly 93% were affiliated with Christian churches. I guess the facts got in the way again, huh? That's crazy. That's just crazy. Damn facts. No, you can't. Jesus is dead. He lived in a completely different time period. Oh, he's not dead. Oh, he's not dead. That's for sure. I've felt his presence on my life at numerous times. Faith is gullibility. Incorrect. That's come on. Come on. It's easy to say that when you don't understand, when you don't have that faith. It's easy to say those kind of things. I'm curious what this says. I don't know what the video is. It just says, sometimes I still watch this for no reason at all. So let's see what it is. Oh, my God.
She just died? Wow. I didn't know that. I just, you're telling me now for the first time. She led an amazing life. What else can you say? She was an amazing woman.
Ginsburg, I think.
Whether you agreed or not, she was an amazing woman who led an amazing life. I'm actually sad to hear that. I am sad to hear that. Thank you very much.
Ballerina, you must have seen her dancing in the sand.
Interesting. I don't know why I say that, but whatever. So close to getting it. Are we still pumped that we are at war, spending tons of money in our lives, and what are we doing this again? Blah, blah, blah. Believe what you want. Faith for you is gullibility. If I'm wrong, I lose nothing. If you're wrong, Right? Yeah, no, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. You know, after what happened with Iraq and Bush and all the garbage that happened with Iraq and weapons of mass destruction and all that kind of stuff, it's a fair point to say that.
What about people who say you're only interested in the Middle East for oil?
What? Huh? Oil? Who said something about oil, bitch? You cooking?
Oh, wrong one. No.
What you just said. The motherfucker
Mr. Chappelle show.
bought some yellow cake, okay, in Africa. He went to Africa and he bought yellow cake.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure, bitch. I got the head of the CIA right here. He'll tell you.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I can't believe you. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Me and Jeb just coming back from Africa. Cradle of fucking civilization. And this nigga out here buying yellow cake from the motherland.
Are you sure it was yellow cake?
Y'all niggas don't believe me. I got some yellow cake right here. Look, you see, you believe this shit now? Don't drop that shit.
You know I know what to do with it. So I got it wrapped up in this special CIA napkin.
CIA napkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on, drop this shit.
Pray to God you don't drop that shit.
Yellow cake.
Fucking right.
Yellow cake. Effing right. Oh, remember we could laugh at each other? Remember that? That seems like forever ago now. I mean, you can say that all you want, but that's not the facts. So if you want to just be like, nope, I don't believe the facts, then that's fine. Believe what you want. I don't give a crap. Where are we at? I'm back behind again. Let me catch up. Yeah. Pathetic. Trump did say oil. It's typically to reduce development to places buying from Venezuela and Iran outside the USD petrodollar. Yellow cake, man. If you're not familiar with the Chappelle Show, man, everybody should go check that out. That's one of the greatest. It's just one of the greatest.
If the United States goes to war with Iraq, will it first have to provide evidence that Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction?
Yeah, it probably
so
would
far,
have
the
to, right?
UN has found nothing. But President Bush counters with this.
The nigga bought aluminum tubes.
He used to call these skits Black Bush.
Tell you what the fuck you can do with an aluminum tube. Aluminum! That don't scare you? Fine. I didn't even want to say this. The motherfucker bought some yellow cake, okay, in Africa. He went to Africa and he bought yellow cake.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure, bitch. I got the head of the CIA right.
Oh, sanction me with your army. The Chappelle Show was the greatest. It was one of the greatest shows. I just loved it. I'm trying to find the sanction me with your army one, and then I'll stop. There we go.
UN is reluctant.
UN, you have a problem with that? You know what you should do? You should sanction me. Sanction me with your army. Oh, wait a minute. You don't have an army. I guess that means you need to shut the up. That's what I would do if I didn't have no army. I would shut the That's right. Okay, now I ain't think I'm gonna take orders from an African. You might speak 16 languages, but you're gonna need them when you in Times Square selling fake hats. I know Gucci when I see it, nigga. I'm rich. I got a coalition of the willing. I got 40 nations.
Remember that?
Ready to roll, son.
Like who?
Who said that? Huh?
Like who?
Like who? England,
Pans sending PlayStations. Stankonia said they are willing to drop bombs over Baghdad. Riggedy Row is coming. Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation. That means
if you don't know the Chappelle Show, you gotta watch some shit. We don't have to do a thing on that one day. If he was white, it wouldn't even be as funny, right? Trans kids offing themselves in record numbers, and you're laughing. You're sick. Who's laughing? No one's laughing at suicide. No one's laughing at people that have mental disorders killing themselves. That's a sad, horrible thing. I don't care if you're transgender or what. You should. That's sad. But on the same note, you should take some of that rage that you have towards people that are supposedly laughing at the trans deaths and focus it on the people that encouraged that gender affirming care and all that other garbage that validated that mental disorder, that put that person in a position where they just didn't love themselves anymore and they felt like they had to do that. That's not our fault for not wanting that mental disorder. That's the people's fault who push that on those people and support them and all that. That's all. Let's see. Getting a little fiery over there in the chat. Anyone still supporting this buffoon is part of the problem. The United States of America is outstanding. Thank you, Donald Trump, for causing so much stress to so many around the world. This is Iraq all over again, and we know how that turned out. I still don't believe it's Iraq all over again. I don't think that. Happy Saturday. Amen. Happy Saturday. That's right. It's Saturday. We're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to be happy, guys. It's Saturday. I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to do that with the Chappelle Show stuff, I think. I'm going to have to do a show one day where we just watch the Chappelle Show. I think that would be the best. I think people would enjoy it. Man, the chat's moving kind of quick today. Well, if that wasn't an over-exaggerated statement, considering that they are 1% of the population in America is made up of 1% of the population of America is made up of trans people, so they're barely even real. So they're barely even real. It's worse than Iraq. How's it worse than Iraq? They had 100,000 troops on the ground in Iraq, did they not? Maybe leave it to I don't know if you were or not, but maybe the people that weren't alive back then and didn't know what was going on during Iraq should probably be quiet for a little bit and listen to some of the people who were there, who remember those things, or remember that there was fucking trillions of dollars of money missing from the treasury the day before 9/11. Don't forget about that, right? Right? Smile, it's Saturday. Donald Trump is either dead in 2028 or in prison. Well, he's not going to be in prison. He's not going to be in prison. Although, some would like that to be the case. Where'd that go? Some would like that to be the case, but and we'll see what happens. It's part of the reason why we have to make sure that we win the midterms and we keep power and that kind of stuff. Because where did it go? Dang it. I'll get there. I will get there. Eventually. Oh, there we go. Okay. Here we go. Just to back that up,
9 agenda look like for you?
I don't think you can speak of it in shorthand, but I'll just say a couple of things that I think are absolutely necessary. One is we've got to restore the rule of law, and that means holding people accountable who've broken the law. I'm talking about in this administration, when we get a new one, the people in this administration who've broken the law and federal agents who've broken the law need to be held accountable.
And that means criminally prosecuted.
Criminally prosecuted, civilly prosecuted, whatever it is that we can do. Right? It may be that you can't criminally prosecute somebody, but that you can go after them civilly.
Just ruin their lives.
What is a Project 2029 agenda?
We have to win. We have to win. I'm going to play this one story about a Marine, but I did want to point this one post out that I thought was just ridiculous. Where did it go here? Oh, it's gone now. That's funny. Huh. That's gone now. Interesting. There was a post about David McCormick said you have to have an ID to have a child. And he was talking about obviously whatever. And then an OBGYN posted, OBGYN here. You don't need an ID to give birth. Yes, even your OBGYN can be a moron. It is true. It is true. Let's see. I want to watch this story. Just maybe we should put that one up last. It's a bummer. It's kind of a bummer. News, yeah, bullshit. Where we at? Jesus, chat's moving fast. I'm trying to keep up, guys. Trying to keep up. Ever wonder why 80% of Americans on both sides want voter ID, but the elite Dems won't even allow a vote? They'd rather shut down the government than listen to the people they represent because they will not be in power anymore. Don't you understand? The reason they're fighting it so hard is because they know they won't win any elections if they're not cheating. What other assumption can you come to? The American people overwhelmingly want voter ID, and yet the Congress won't pass it. That should have everybody in America up in arms. We should all be, that's almost light the torches. We haven't had a issue like this come in front of the Congress with such a consensus with the American people in how long? Who knows? And they're not going to pass it? The American people should be all over this. This is a great example of how they don't care about you. They're there to represent you, but instead they go there and represent their own interests. It's all about come to the vertical side. We are much more calm over here. Voter suppression is cheating. That's basically what's going on here. And please don't talk about cheating with the master cheater, con man, grifter. Oh, wow. So you think Trump cheated and voter suppression is cheating. So that must mean that you think the voter ID laws are voter suppression. Wrong. What are you going to do? I'm not going to change your mind. It's kind of ridiculous that those in power are able to convince the people in a country. It's amazing that the people in power are able to convince the people in a country, the constituents that are voting for those people, they convince those people that they don't need voter ID. What? Where are we that the people are like, the Congress, oh, you don't need voter ID. And the people are like, we don't need voter ID. What? Of course we need voter ID. If they don't pass what 86% of Americans voted for, there will be civil war and it will be ugly. And there should be. There should be. This is, again, the greatest example because you don't see this kind of consensus with the American people over anything. When was the last time you saw almost 90% of the American people, left and right, want something and the government's not going to do it? The Congress won't pass it? And these stupid Americans that are actually fighting against voter ID. You have been convinced to fight against your own interests. It truly baffles me. It truly does. It's oh.
The boogeyman.
Oh, we gotta do this in honor of Chuck Norris, who I read this morning passed away. Chuck Norris passed away.
Don't look now. Chuck Norris is right behind you.
I heard superheroes read Chuck Norris comics.
I heard at night the boogeyman checks under the bed for Chuck.
I heard Chuck Norris's reflection won't even look him in the eye.
I heard when cops need cops, they call Chuck Norris.
I heard when Chuck gets in the water, sharks get out of the ocean.
I heard when Chuck Norris is hiking, grizzlies look out for him.
I heard Chuck Norris rides in water without the cycle.
I heard Chuck Norris wears a hat to protect the sun.
I heard medicine takes Chuck Norris to feel better.
I heard what actually killed the dinosaurs was Chuck Norris.
I heard cats say they have Chuck-like reflexes. I think he's still got it.
I'll bet you $1 he catches a salt shaker.
You're on.
Hey, Chuck!
You owe me $1.
Don't look now. Chuck Norris is right behind you.
Oh, Chuck Norris. Rest in peace, Mr. Norris. Amen. Keep it up. Keep it up. I'm not sure if it works, but I mean, you pressure these people and they actually will move on you. They'll do what you ask them to eventually. If it comes down to the fact they might lose their seat, they won't do it for the right reasons, only because they don't want to lose their seat.
Trump is the biggest scumbag ever elected. He needs to be impeached. He lied to the peeps in 2024. He lied to the peeps in 2024.
Trump is the biggest scumbag ever. Well, I'm not going to comment on that because I don't know the guy. So I'm not going to say if he's a scumbag. You can. You can go that emotional route. He needs to be impeached. Okay. What for? What should he be impeached for? Anything? Anything at all? ICE will be pulling brown people out of voting lines, even if the SAVE Act doesn't pass. I hope ICE will be pulling illegals out of the lines. That'd be great. But to say brown, like, this is so tired. Aren't you tired of that? Aren't you tired of like, oh, it's by racism. Color of your skin defines you. All this other garbage, man. Aren't you sick of it? Aren't you tired of this? Aren't you tired of just hating people because you're supposed to? Big old line on my forehead. Aren't you supposed to? It's crazy. It's just so like I don't understand how so many people can be so damn subverted, can be so foolish to believe some of the garbage that's out there. It's just amazing. I think we've had the ID ourselves to vote this whole time. This is about getting access to the voter rolls, making something that's always been private visible to him. You mean like to expose all the illegals and dead people that are on there? That would be good. Sure you do, moron. 90% of Americans want background checks for guns. What does that prove? Yeah, okay, great. You want background checks for guns? Great. What to what level? Like, that doesn't make any sense. They want there are background checks for guns. They are there now. They're there now. So what do you mean when you say they want background checks for guns? You mean they want like all these extra laws and restrictive bullshit and red tape and stuff you have to jump through to get there? Is that what you mean? Because there already are background checks for guns. So that ridiculous comment you made about 90% of Americans want background checks for guns doesn't make any sense. That's one of those kind of things that the left will push the statistic out, and then morons on the internet will go out and and they'll regurgitate that all over the place, saying 90% of 90%. They don't know the details. They just know that they were told 90% of Americans want gun background checks. No crap, they want background checks. Right? Ding. Where's your source for the 9% you keep spouting? And what background checks? Because there already are background checks. So are you saying 90% of Americans want more background checks, or 90% of Americans want the background checks we have? Or what are you saying exactly? The point is, you don't know what you're saying, but you're saying it anyway. There you go. This is why I let the left speak. This is why I let the left speak. He's trying to purge the rules. So when your mom and dad go to vote, they're going to find out they're no longer on the roll and it's too late to vote. Yeah, that's it. That's the plan. What a great plan. Republicans have the House, Senate, and the presidency, but no progress was made against gun control. And here you are promoting big government with the real ID, digital ID conservatives were against. So I'm not promoting that. I don't know if you're talking to somebody in the chat, but that's not me. So it's amazing to me how backwards some of these people can be. Don Old has you hating fellow Americans because you're cult members. You don't even see it, do you? You don't even see it. It's amazing. It's totally subverted. Just a whole group of people is a cult. You consider a whole group of people a cult. Why do you do that? Because you were told to. Because you were conditioned to believe that. Gullible. That's gullible. To call a whole group of people anything is gullible. All you're out there is when you say stuff like that is you might as well just be like, hey, I'm out here and I believe whatever they tell me. Hey, I'm out here and I believe whatever they tell me. Let me repeat it. Who's listening? I'm going to go post it on my social media. If anyone argues with me, that means you're an idiot. Hello. Give me a break, man. You're better than that. There are no Walmarts in Iran, only Targets. The Democrats have had poor middle class black people voting against their own interests for 50, 60 years now. It's a desperate attempt because he knows it's the only way he's going to win is to change the rules. It's amazing. That's what the Democrats did for 4 years, was change the rules. None of these morons on the left said anything. And then whenever you get to this and where we're trying to actually get voter ID, they are so subverted that they think the other way. It's just, I don't get it sometimes. I don't understand how people can be so far gone. It's amazing to me, honestly. We believe it's a cult because we can see the evidence with our own eyes. You believe it's a cult because you were told to believe it, and you don't put any critical thinking or logic or any of that into any of your assumptions. You just believe whatever you're told to because that's easy. It's the lazy way of doing things. It's like going through the supermarket and just reading the headlines. You say whatever you're told to. You're a lemming. And you do whatever you're told to, and you go wherever you're told to. And if you step out of line, you get yelled at. Exactly. The Democrats always accuse Republicans of what they are in fact guilty of. Amen. I mean, it's a trick both sides use, but that's definitely used more on the left than it is on the right. Yeah, that's a good point. Trump doesn't need to change the rules. He's already caught your fraud. Yep. I'd like to see what it looks like in a year if they actually pursue any of this stuff or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, this chat is moving. I was gonna play. I'm not gonna do it though. Some stuff that happened last weekend on a live stream, and someone asked me to comment on it, but I don't think I'm going to. I don't think it's really my place to do that. You know.
Are you scared to wear a MAGA cap, boy? Boy?
My MAGA cap's in my van. I don't really wear it. I don't wear a red hat. I'm not big on that. I'm big on America. MAGA's great and all, but I'm not the red hat kind of guy. Yes, Trump supporter or not, you have to want our country to be a better place to live. Yes, amen to that. Amen to that. But they don't see it anymore. See? Right there. You maggots are too dumb to even know you worship a puppet that doesn't matter. They can say this with a serious face and then turn around and say Biden was great. It's amazing. MAGA cap is basically today's swastika. Tell me you don't understand history without telling me you don't understand history. Moronic. See, this is why I let the left talk, guys. You got to let them say what they want. Let them say it. Let them say it. Speak up. Is this another religion bash channel? No. Wear the camouflage MAGA hat. I'm wearing my hat. My hat has my name on it on the side over here. I wear my hat. Why don't you wear my hat? You should wear my hat too. This Nazi thing always goes around so much. I've played this a couple of times before, but I'm going to do it again because it's so good. On a side note, if you haven't checked out Freedom Tunes, you should. Thanks, Sarah Sapphire. I appreciate that. Appreciate the backup.
Freedom Tunes.
Okay, folks, so as you know, Nazism is on the rise, and we...
Oh, never mind.
Need to stop them, which is why I've invented a time machine to bring back the people who defeated Nazism in the first place.
Perfect.
Yes!
Hey, this ain't Normandy.
What gives? What year is it?
It's 2018!
Why did you say that so weird?
Sorry, force of habit. We brought you to the future because Nazism is on the rise in the US, and our president is sympathetic to them!
What?
Here's a pamphlet with all his positions.
This fella's disgusting.
Right?
This boyfriend thinks two men can get married. What?
Isn't that a man who cuts his dongle off as a woman?
Sounds more like a commie to me, but hey, same difference. I'll kill either one.
That's not what's bad about him.
It gets worse. What else are these Nazis doing?
They believe there are only two genders.
Well, of course there's more than two genders. Thank goodness. Yeah, the Russians have their gender, the Germans have their gender, the Japanese have their gender. Everybody's got a gender.
No, not
what
a
an ironic
gender.
statement.
Gender.
What the hell is
Gender.
Sounds like some kind of phony word popularized in the 50s to create a false distinction between one identity and their biological sex. Am I in the ballpark here? Your sex is whether you're male or female, but your gender is how you identify. So if you were born a man but want to become a woman, your gender identity is as a woman, and you therefore are a woman. Know what?
So you guys think men can be women?
Well, that's the biggest crock of nonsense I ever heard.
Yeah, none of this sounds like Nazism to me.
Well, how about this? He wants people to pay for their own birth control.
Oh, no. Yeah. Birth control is legal?
The guys who defeated Nazism are such Nazis.
You know, I don't like you pinkos going around telling people you're fighting Nazis just because you berate everyone you disagree with.
Yep.
You've never fought a Nazi in your life, and to claim otherwise is stolen valor.
Yep.
Yeah. And you know what? When actual Nazis come around, no one's going to want to fight them anymore because you guys keep crying wolf.
Now let's go back and win ourselves a war.
You know, I almost don't want to anymore. Wait! Don't go! We need you.
We need to say you're on our side so we can convince the greater whole of society to accept violence against dissidents who stand in the way of the social order we seek to establish.
And how exactly are they the Nazis?
Because I call them Nazis.
Well, you call men women, so...
Yeah, if you're not checking out Freedom Tunes, they're pretty funny. They got some pretty funny bits on there.
Stop using the Constitution. You don't honor it. You shit on it.
I had it hanging up in a pretty prominent place. A place of honor. See, there it is. You got the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and then you know what this is, right? Right? You probably know, right? Oh, I know you know. I'm just going to tell you. It's the Bill of Rights. It's important. The Simpsons are spot on. I don't watch The Simpsons, but I always hear about how they predicted all this stuff. So many examples of you MAGA cultists doing Nazi shit. Where? Where are the examples? Please provide examples. If you really want to turn somebody from the right to your way of thinking, then you have to provide evidence. That's usually fact-based. And sometimes it takes critical thinking. All very, very, very elusive to the left. So many examples of you MAGA cultists doing Nazi shit. It shouldn't be a problem for you to come up with some. You should already have a whole bunch in the chat written up there already. I bet you when I scroll down, I'm going to find some. I bet I am. I have muted. So this guy hates so much that he says he's muted the live stream, but he's still in here though. Okay. Tell me some. I'll take things that didn't happen for 500, Alex. But knee pads loser. Oh, okay. Well, that's a very excellent. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Knee pads for this cultist. Where's the evidence, though? There's so much evidence. You should have it. Where is it? Where's the evidence? It's coming. I'm sure. I'm going to keep scrolling the chat. Oh, wow. That's a stupid comment. Trump is an embodiment of Adolf Hitler. Tell me you really don't understand history without telling me you have no idea about history. Wholly clueless. ICE are his Nazi youth. The problem is, you know just enough to be dangerous. You know just the points of the history that serves the left's narrative. That's it. That's what you know. You know that. And you think that because you know that you actually know some things, but you don't. You're speaking out of ignorance. ICE as his Nazi youth. I mean, anyone who knows, any of these stupid people on the left who know any better know that they don't say that ICE are his Nazi youth. They say ICE is his Gestapo, man. Get your insults correct. You have to get your slander right. Come on, you're better than this. They won't. They won't step outside and put their hands up, nor is it really something worth fighting over. Like, I don't care what someone calls me. I never have. You have to have a thicker skin to be able to go out there and deal with that kind of stuff. You have to have a thick skin. So I mean, the people will always cry and whatever, but yeah, there you go. Cry more, wolf trolls will crumble when crap hits the fan. Block. Where's that one?
Oh, pick.
This reminds me of so many people in the chat.
Oh, pick me. Oh, I know, me. Okay.
Pick me, pick me, pick me. Oh, you are the savage. No, the American Indians were the savages. Yeah, my family faced Hitler. Did yours? You have no clue what a Nazi is, and you have no damn clue about facts. That's the thing, is that they pick the most powerful wording, right? So like pedophile's a good one. That's one of the best. Nazis a little bit below pedophile because everybody hates that, right? So like that's what they would use to against us when we were in DC. One of the clowns that was doing that then is in the chat right now. It's been following me around for 5 years. So anyway, that was the donkey. If you didn't get it. So they use the most powerful words they possibly can. When we were in DC protesting, they would call us pedophiles on the what do you call it? Megaphone or whatever, trying to get people not to stop and talk to us. Because that's the thing. You just shock and awe with those insults, and then you get people to stay away. Why are you? Hang on a second. Let me figure something out. Give me just a second here. 1 second. Little house cleaning. Give me just a second here. 1 second. There we go. That's better. Sorry about the people coming. I can't do much about those clowns coming in and spam in the chat. But I can try. I'll do my best. So I think that guy's gone now. I think I got rid of him. That'll work. That's better. Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes people get all triggered. You're telling me Trump isn't blatantly racist and power hungry. I'm telling you that Trump isn't racist. I don't care about power hungry. Is there anybody that ever ran for president that wasn't power hungry? Is there ever anyone that ran for president that wasn't a narcissist? Think about it. To be the president, you have to think that you're the only man in the country, the best suited person for the position out of millions of people. So you have to be a little bit. You have to be a little bit of a narcissist to do that. I mean, you know, he uses so tired. He uses Hitler's political tactics. Blah 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 blah. You really need to learn some history. There you go. That's the ticket. You got to do that. But sometimes I like to comment back, and if I do, I put their ridiculous comments on the screen, so you don't have to follow them. Sir, you are me in many ways. I'm a bit older, I think. Yeah. We have learned history. That's what we're telling you. No, clearly. Well, I don't know which one you were on there, but made in China. So, let's see if I have any last little details, any last little deets to cover real quick. This video looks interesting. It says a lady got put in her place for not minding her business. This is exactly how it would play out for some people. Would you respond like this if someone questioned you? Let's see. Let's check this one out and see.
No vaping here. Excuse me, sir. There's no vaping here.
What do you mean vaping? I'm not vaping.
You have a vape in your
I'm
hand.
holding it. Mind your business. You work here or something?
No, but it's not good for the environment.
Okay, and who are you to tell us what's good to the environment if you don't even work here?
But
Can
there's
you-
rules posted everywhere.
Okay,
You
can you
have
mind
a
your own
respect.
business? Can you mind your own business, ma'am? Move along. Move along, please. Please and thank you.
Yeah,
Are you
mind
done?
your
Did you put
business.
it away?
Don't worry about it. Mind your business. Get the hell
Who
out of
are
here.
you? You think because you big, what you
Did you
intimidate
just call
us?
me big?
I did.
Well,
Who are you?
All right. I'm his wife.
she is big. She's a little bit.
Well, tell him to
I'm
put it
not
away.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, Karen.
Take it easy, Biggie.
Yeah, bye.
Excuse me, sir. There's no vaping here.
Ugh. Mind your business. Mind your business. Oh, I see Jake Lang's at it again. What a clown. He blocked me because I was exposing him. You'll have that. You'll have that. It is what it is. I'm trying to see if I see anything else to bring up here real quick before we wrap this up and start our freaking weekend because it's Saturday.
Election integrity.
What's this all about?
Yeah,
and then I think that'll
On
be
that, Tennessee has been ranked the number one in election integrity. The systems exist to do this. IRS has a social security database that chronicles deaths, and states can run their voter roll against that. DHS has one on known illegal aliens in the country. They can run against that. It's a problem because 19 states have chosen to let those that are illegally in the country get a driver's license. And so motor voter becomes an issue. That is why these databases exist. So can they comply? Absolutely. Do the systems exist? Yes, they do. Are states using these systems? Yes, they are. And this would simply say what the American people have said they want to see, which is number one, if you're illegally in this country, you are not going to vote in our elections. And number two, when you go to the poll to vote, please prove that you are who you say you are. Just the same as if you're going to pick up a child at school. Every time I go to one of my grandkids' schools, I turn in a photo ID. And they keep it in the office for the period of time that I am in that building. That's a good thing. And that's what the American people want to see in their elections.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious that's what Americans want to see in their elections. That's funny. No one from the right has provided facts. I've provided many facts throughout the show, actually, in a couple responding to some of your comments. But that's the left, right? There you go. Or ignorant. I provided multiple facts. Sorry, you can't keep up. Is that what it was? Is that what it was? I couldn't keep up. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the safety net. That's a good point. I think some socialist ideas are good. Sometimes people need help when they are down. However, I do not want it to be abused. Amen. When I was a young lad, when I was 2, my mother left my father, who was a violent alcoholic, and she ended up going on public assistance. So we lived in Section 8, me and my twin brother and my mother, and that's where we stayed. We just stayed in Section 8 for the rest of our lives and never did anything. No, just kidding. We went on to Section 8 and my mother got right to it, got into nursing school, went through nursing school, graduated top of the class, and got us out of there. That was the whole point. That's the point of the safety net, to help when you need the help, but not to live off of. Now, you used to have to give food stamps whenever you bought food with that at the grocery store. My mother would have to stand there with the food stamps and stuff. And now I see people with the card, just sliding the card. There used to be a little bit of shame attached to that. Now, not so much. Now the shame has been taken away. People just live off of it and they vote their interests. Not good. I mean, is there anything more childish than that? This clown is in the chat. And he's saying that he's in here listening, but he's got me muted. So what are you doing here? Why are you here then? What's the point? It's so stupid. That must be one of my favorite comments of all time. I have the host muted. You're winning. Yeah, that doesn't hurt me, right? I can't see you. You can't see me. Ha ha. So stupid. That's amazing. That's amazing. You're amazing. That's amazing. Oh, man. Thank you for that comment, man. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. They're going to ID your body.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Make my day.
that's scary. That's scary. Don't say that. Children. Oh, someone actually said, I know you are, but what am I? Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. Any more super intelligent comments from the left real quick? Come on. But get them out here. Oh, dang. You're busy. That's not fair. Now I have a bunch of stuff. I'm behind now. Why should someone be forced to feel shame because of the actions of others? You have such a messed up worldview. I don't think that people should feel shame because of the action of others. When did I say that? Oh, this is great. Keep it up. Keep it up. You. Oh, I love it. There's people in the chat that are so triggered they have me muted. That's amazing. That is amazing. Oh, man. Read my last comment. Nah, I'll pass. I'll pass. I think we're going to wrap it up and we're going to start our Saturday. Whoops. And we're going to start our Saturday. I hope everybody out there has a blessed Saturday. God bless you. That's for sure. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you could, be so kind, just share us out. Share us out. Check out MagAmericans.com for more information and links. And we will see you back here tomorrow morning with a faith-filled message. Or we're going to try to. Until then, I hope you guys have a blessed and beautiful Saturday. And we'll see you in the morning. God bless you guys. Haters gonna hate. All right, haters. Go ahead. Get in on this chat now. I know you need it. Come on now. See you guys in the morning.